Hi, welcome to today's practice. Today is day 7. Mm. So this is my personal practice where I'm sharing. I have entered a challenge for myself where I am sharing 75 days of. It's a 75-day challenge where I'm sharing my personal practice, and as you can see, I'm like looking for words because this is a very it's weird because I'm usually not talking out loud like this in my personal practice, but then this is also a space where I want to record my personal practice and be able to find a way to articulate to an audience on uh, how I use my ideas of innate body wisdom and movement, how I bring that knowledge together within my own personal practice, especially as a dance movement therapist who believes that healing begins in the body and ends also in the body. Healing happens in the body, in the non-verbal realm. But at the same time, they see like the verbal realm is also sort of important because there are ways in which I'm needing to use both words and my body in being able to reach out to to an audience, to people who would benefit from such and such practice. And it exists, right? Because there is benefits to this. That's why it exists. But how do you get the message across? So this challenge of I feel like I want to use the word exposing myself, exposing how I navigate my emotions through a movement practice in order to find a language, in order to be able to find a way to capture the essence of it through words and be able to share and reach out to an audience so that I can share the work, share this wisdom. I have an innate wisdom of myself, and there are some tools that have helped me achieve that. And how do I how do I tell you that I am here? See, this is the interesting part. How do I tell you that I am here as an expert on myself to share how I found that expertise so that you can use those tools to be an expert on yourself? Interesting, right? I think it is, but it's also funny. Like, yeah, but that's how the world works. So let's begin by dusting, dusting our mat. I just realized somehow, I'm not sure how my mat has become dusty. Maybe I carried something across. So these 75 days, I'm going to allow myself to just be. I'm going to allow myself to speak openly, freely, not caring about the any sort of like caring about the framework or rules and regulations of how such and such video on social media should be. I'm not going to care about right now attracting the attention, but I'm going to that's the thing again. Like, I want to be authentically myself and be so grounded in my own authenticity. I believe that if I can achieve that, I'll be able to connect to an audience more freely, more authentically, shed my inhibitions. So with that, gonna begin today. Mm. I have been open about this in the previous videos as well that I'm going through a tough phase. So it makes more sense to actually use that stress and anxiety that I'm already feeling, and then use the tools that I have and see where that takes me. In a way, I'm trying to share this with you in real time. My neck. I feel like I want to start with my neck. I'm enjoying, I'm somehow enjoying being hidden by my hair. I still feel this effort that I have to make within my personal practice to, keep using words and sound and keep finding language. It's effortful. It's not something that's happening smoothly for me. It's effortful. It's effortful. I feel like I get lost in my own words. Maybe I get lost in my own feelings. But I like the idea of being here, hidden, blanketed by my hair. Oh, wow. That exhale really reached the center of my chest. I see myself going into arching and curving, but at the same time, I'm grounded. My feet, my palm are pressing into the floor. I see myself adjusting my thighs. What do I mean by adjusting my thighs? I'm basically adjusting my posture to feel into the floor more evenly on both sides. It doesn't have to be even, but within this movement practice, within this phase of my life, it's one of my obsessions because I feel like my body is made in such a way, if I just allow that unevenness, it just keeps becoming more and more uneven. I end up using more and more of one side of the body than the other. So I have to consciously use the other side. Because something that I've learned over the years, that one major cause of injury is the unevenness in strength. So, like, if your quads are not as strong as your hamstring, one of them is going to break eventually. So, I do within my movement practice follow this idea of being able to reach and use all parts of my bodies, smaller muscles, bigger muscles. I just slightly changed the positioning of my feet. I've moved my weight more towards the center. It's a completely, not completely, it's a slightly different stretch. It's more engaged, so I'm not letting myself just open into the floor. Now I'm pressing, pressing in that. So from being spread out this way, I found myself coming in, pressing down with my feet, and then taking that energy from the floor to come up. Let's go back down again. From open, I bring this in. My thighs, inner thighs get activated. My quads get activated. Inhale, reaching, Mm. Since winter is setting in here, I for sure feel The what's the word for it? The tightening of my shoulders from closing in. The moment the weather gets colder, I find myself like closing in this way to protect my warmth. But now within this practice, I want to open because now the shoulder muscles are cramping, they're stressed from closing in. So I'm going to brave my chest open and spread the warmth out from inside to the edge. Instead of the outside closing me in, allowing, focusing here, reaching into the warmth that my body can produce and open. Opening. Yeah. Opening my chest, neck, shoulder. Mm. None of this is decided. Just from shoulder rolls, my body went into this twisty, twisty. Maybe I'll just call it twisty. It's like a twisty infinity with my upper body. A lot is happening here. Yes, opening and stretching my throat. This here at the base of my throat is another place that I have been feeling um, being squeezed and crunched and knotted from this life stress. Using breath and sound to open. Let me use this prop to my inner thighs. Yeah. My feet are together, toes pressing into the floor. Stretches happening at multiple levels and squeezing my knees towards each other to get my inner thighs activated. Should I? Do I? Is this better? Um, let's start here. Yeah. Squeezing, squeezing. When my hands are softly moving through space, my thighs are squeezing towards each other. Opening of the chest again. Yeah. Uh, Release. I feel like I want to stand. I have no idea if my face is getting cut. I wouldn't know what to do. Hmm. My face is getting cut. I don't want to stop the video. Anyway, maybe I'll move back a little bit. This should help. Yeah. Opening up the thighs, pressing the feet into the floor. Pressing the feet into the floor. Yes, so pressing the feet into the floor, opening the knees and thighs by pressing the heel into the floor, lengthening the lower back, almost like arching the lower back, but curving the mid back. So the arch of the lower back is held by the curve of the mid back. And enjoying this twist here. Yeah. Ah, yes, this is working my thighs. So let's stay here for a little bit. 10, 8, 6, whew, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And yes, that really worked my thighs. Almost want to go into a deeper, deeper, deeper back arch. My thighs ready, my feet pressing into the floor, my lower back arched. My lower back arched, but watch my upper abs in or mid abs in. And from here, I'm gonna pull from my thighs and pulling from my thighs. Yeah. And exhale. Balances. Hmm. I'm playing. I'm playing. Ah, inhale, lift, lift the hip. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, exhale. Yeah. Because inhale, we press into the floor. Inhale, lift the hip. Inhale, inhale, inhale. This this guy needs stretching. This guy needs stretching. Let's go into a nice forward fold. Lifting the hips up, pressing the feet into the floor. Mm. Keep the hips lifted up, inner thigh engaged. And coming up, coming up. Stretching here through the lunges. Go 1, 2, 3, 8, 9. Other side. Lift, lift, lift. Other side. Lift. And okay. Let's go 10, 8. Okay. Other side. Ooh. Mm. Mm. All the sound effects that you're hearing are my muscles. And whew, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Ah, yeah. Ooh, see, can you see my mood? If you've been following this video from the beginning, my mood is changing. My mood is changing. And softening, softening, softening. Also, the energy that builds up, right? Whew. As you work, there's agitation. Your the particles inside you are moving now. When things get heated, they start vibrating. Oh, but you want to harness that vibration. Harness. Harness. Keep it on sim and not get heated. And that looks very different for different people. Given my sex, my age, where am I in my menstrual cycle, in the month, and also in my life. And what the climate outside is like. So if it's cooler, like I said, maybe I can play with building more heat. But then again, given my age, where I'm in my cycle, maybe the heat is concentrating somewhere. Maybe I need to find a way to. That's what I think I'm feeling. I need to find a way to like whew, spread that vibration out equally and let it also be. I have this image of being also enclosed, not just on the surface, but a little beyond the surface. Let's try that stretch again. Am I able to stretch into these quads more with inhale? Exhale. Yes. Yes. Whew. Better, but I could pull more. I think the work needs on the upper body. The upper body needs work. Upper body needs work. So we do some arm balances. Let me get my clip. Be back. I'll be back. Let's do arm balances. Oh, we begin here. Into downward dog. Need to be able to hold it for my body to take advantage of this posture. The more I stay, the more my body relaxes into this posture. It gets comfortable. It molds itself into the posture. And I forget what this is called. This is a downward dog with my elbows pressing into the floor. Playing with my shoulders a little bit. And feeling into playing with my shoulders and neck to feel into the appropriate alignment. Then pressing my. Ooh, I really felt a connection between my elbow and my hip. Pressing my elbow into the floor. Modification of downward dog. Stay, stay, stay. Ah, ah. Mm. Mm. I keep thinking through my practice, a running theme is to use both sides evenly. And I wonder in life, what part am I not using enough to support the parts that are being used a lot? The reason for being so obsessed with symmetrical use of the body is so that both sides can support each other equally in equal partnership. Okay. And there's no wall. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to do it there. Inner thighs, lengthening of the spine. The left is so wobbly. I feel like I will fall, but why don't we fall? Let's see what happens. I'm gonna let myself fall. गिर जा भाई. Yeah, see the fabric is slipping. Okay. Kind of. Not very comfortable here, but okay. Let's leave that for today. Let's go back here and check. Check back in with the body. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Better. See? Oh my God, so much better. And inhale. Exhale. Oh, this side needs more work. Left. Inhale. And exhale. Ah, that's me for today. Have a good day, you guys. See you tomorrow.